Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review and wear test on this new Basma foundation from Basma Beauty. I'm really excited to be putting this to the test for you guys today. This is a new brand that's launching in Sephora next year, and this foundation is screaming my name. You guys know I love reviewing foundations on my channel. So let's just go ahead and get right into this review and wear test. Okay guys, so I have the foundation right here. This was actually sent to me by Basma Beauty. They reached out to me and asked me if I would love to try out their foundation. I was like, yes, please. I am like the foundation review person, so please bring it on over. This isn't a sponsored video or anything. This is just me sharing with you guys a foundation and giving you guys my honest feedback per usual. So I'm gonna be putting this to the test. This has been used by several celebrity makeup artists on celebrities like Kourtney Kardashian, one of our faves. So let's talk about the foundation and see what they're saying. So the foundation stick by Basma Beauty claims to even out skin tone and leaves your skin feeling hydrated with a fresh and dewy glow. It's a flexible coverage, so you can do light to full coverage. There is 0.22 ounces in here. This does retail for $40. There is 40 shades of this foundation. It is dermatologist tested, hyperallergenic, non-irritant, sulfate-free, fragrance-free, paraben-free, cruelty-free, and vegan. Their whole like mission and just like their quote is, let's pull it up, makeup made for real skin. And I love that because nobody's skin is perfect. You guys can see I always share my skin with all my imperfections. I do have rosacea, I have texture, it's all going on here. So I love when a brand really caters to people that have real skin. Okay, so I'm gonna be trying this foundation out in the shade 21. Like I mentioned, there are 40 shades, so you have a shade for everybody. I will have my shade references down below. I think this shade should suit me the best, but we shall see. I love this packaging. I literally love like a pink moment. Ooh, that looks really pigmented. I go to town with these. I'm like, give me all the product. And I'm just taking a damp sponge to blend everything out. Blend it out really nicely. It definitely does look like a buildable consistency because you can still see some of my redness right here. Let's take a little bit more up here where we haven't applied any. The nose. I love how creamy this is. Very, very creamy. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but this foundation does retail for $40. I definitely do feel like it's a buildable stick, which I feel like in many cases is a good thing, because if you're somebody that perhaps doesn't want full coverage every single day, you can build it up to whatever it is that you really want for your skin. Or shear it out a little bit, but you can also build it up to super full coverage. And also what you can do, you can always take it, like let's say you don't want to put foundation everywhere in your face, you just want to like spot treat certain areas, you can just place in the areas where you may have a little bit more redness. So for me right here and right there, I have a little bit more redness than usual. So I'm just gonna go in and apply a pinch more. I will say one thing with this foundation, I really like how skin-like it looks. It does claim to give you a glowy finish, but honestly, I feel like it gives you a healthy glowy finish. So for any of you guys who may have oily skin and you're like, is it gonna look super like dewy because I can't handle that with my oily skin? No, like look, I feel like it really does give a healthy, natural skin-like finish. And that's kind of the best finish because it looks like your skin. Sometimes if you go too matte, it can look like, you know, you're wearing a thick layer of foundation on. Sometimes if you go too light, it can just not look the best either. So there's nothing like a finish like this where it literally looks like healthy, radiant skin. But we have that side. Now we're gonna do this side with a brush. So let's just go ahead and apply it. I'm like going to town with it. I feel like for me personally, because I have a lot of redness right now, I like to really make sure that I get that full coverage result. And I'm just using my Real Techniques 200 brush. This has been like my go-to brush lately. It gives me such a beautiful finish. Honestly, I feel like it applies great with either a brush or a sponge. I kind of like how it's applying better with a sponge, which is honestly insane because I typically always like how stick foundation performs better with a brush. I feel like all the claims that the description gave us, how it is a light to full coverage finish. Like, it's really customizable to exactly what you want. I think that's very true. As for the color, I think this color suits me perfectly. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back and give you guys my very first initial thoughts on how it worked with the rest of my products. And then we can go ahead and begin this wear test, because I'm super excited to see how this is going to do on the skin for the entire day. This is a $40 foundation, so I'm gonna let you guys know if I think it's worth your cash or not. Okay guys, so I am back. I just finished my entire face of makeup, and this is what we're looking like using the Basma foundation. It all came together super nicely, and I love how this foundation looks. I feel like it just looks so healthy. It looks like skin. It does have a little bit of a radiance, but it's a very natural skin-like radiance that makes your skin look like skin and not like you're wearing thick, cakey makeup, which we all can appreciate. I did go ahead and set it just in the T-zone, so you guys know the T-zone. With my powder, I use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Powder. And I just applied it on that T-zone because I do feel like, as somebody that does have a very oily T-zone, I needed to do that, or else it may look a little too dewy. It was starting to pick up a little tiny bit more shine around this T-zone than everywhere else. Everywhere else, literally, it all looks great. It looks like radiance from within. So I would say that if you do have very oily skin and you want to try this foundation, I would recommend to set it with something when you are done applying all your makeup, just because that'll make sure that it doesn't get super dewy, you know, throughout the day. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna carry on with the rest of my day. I'm gonna do an in natural lighting clip so you guys can see how this foundation looks super up close and personal. We'll see how this looks at the very end of the day, and I'll give you guys my full-blown thoughts on whether I think this is worth your cash or not. Hey guys, so I am back right now. It is 7 p.m. I'm ready to give you guys my final thoughts on this Basma foundation. So this is what we're looking like by the end of the day. I have to say, obviously I do look luminous for sure, but the foundation stayed on perfectly. Like, I was wearing my mask and everything, and it was still on in place. Like, there's no area where I feel like my makeup transferred. So I was really, really pleased with that. I definitely do feel like with somebody that has very oily skin, they probably won't like this because they'll be like, oh my God, it looks super dewy by the end of the day. But it honestly lasts me a pretty long day before I got super dewy. And I also got a lot of compliments on my makeup. So I was like, it must look good. But I feel like if you're somebody that has oily skin and you're looking for a foundation, this definitely wouldn't be my top foundation because you will get luminous through the day. So I would recommend it for people that have oily skin that don't want that like dewy finish. I have oily skin. I definitely start to appreciate more so of like this glowy finish by the end of the day. As long as it doesn't look like super duper duper greasy, I'm cool with it. I feel like it has like a nice healthy radiance. It's like glowing skin. But I definitely do think this foundation is definitely more so for the person that has like normal to dry skin. I think somebody with dry skin will absolutely love this foundation because it gives you really pigmented, beautiful results. It gives you that glowy finish. I think with somebody with normal skin will also enjoy this because it gives you that like glowy look without it looking too glowy, but looking like your skin is just radiant. It's like naturally glowing, looking stunning. It looks like a skin-like foundation, so that's definitely a plus for people that have dry and normal skin. I think those people that are gonna love it the most. I think those are the people that this is worth it the most, as opposed to somebody that's very oily. I don't see you gravitating as much towards this. I definitely will be continuing to use this. Sometimes what I like to do is mix my foundation, so maybe I'll mix this with something that's a little bit more matte, or maybe I'll use more so of like my matte primer to really control those areas and lock everything in. That always helps me out. Today I did use my hydrating primer, which is my Supercharged by Milani, because my skin felt a little dry in the beginning of the day, but obviously by the end of the day, it's like dryness wear. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you guys have tried this new Basma foundation, let me know your thoughts. I would love to know because you guys know that I love talking to you guys over in the comments. It's always fun to have a conversation with you guys. And I think that's all I have for you guys. Oh, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see more reviews. I think that's all. So don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. And I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.